I have, David, I have to like announce it for Adriana to, you know, I'm starting to record. If I record without telling her,
she gets all pissed off.
she doesn't get pissed off. She's just, I get name called. I get called ugly names. It's fine. I don't care. Te amo.
Dale, víctima.
Victim, I'm the victim here.
Only in this moment. Only in this moment.
Mira,
I
so
cannot hear David. I don't know why. I know that
has,
he's talking, but I cannot hear.
no, he hasn't said anything. No ha dicho nada.
Okay. Es Gary que siempre está interrumpiendo.
No, lo que he says like it's Gary's fault because he's always interrupting. I think that ahí está.
Ay, cabrón.
Okay. Okay, mira, this is serious, okay? This is serious business.
So what does Adriana want?
Adriana wants peace.
Okay.
I already have it. I don't need anything.
All right. I think I'm gonna read.
I want this right now. Whatever is happening this right now. This is what I want, because otherwise it will not be happening. So I'm good.
Perfect. Bueno,
So we're in the
pues,
manual for teachers, the clarification of, what is it, qualities? Characteristics.
in the
And we're on
characteristics of
defenselessness, page 14 in the manual.
perfecto.
Listo?
Sí.
Dale, negro.
There's an echo. Oh, no, maybe not. Okay.
That's the AC of the car.
God's teachers, yeah, there's an echo. God's teachers have learned how to be simple. They have no dreams that need defense against the truth. They do not try to make themselves. Their joy comes from their understanding who created them. And does what God created need defense? No one can become an advanced teacher of God until he fully understands that defenses are but foolish guardians of mad illusions. The more grotesque the dream, the fiercer and more powerful its defenses seem to be. Yet when the teacher of God finally agrees to look past them, he finds that nothing was there. Slowly at first, he lets himself be undeceived, but he learns faster and his trust increases. It is not danger that comes when defenses are laid down. It is safety, it is peace, it is joy, and it is God.
Amen. So David said something.
You want me to say something?
Of course, you're the new one. We're already tired of hearing ourselves for so long.
We hearing an echo?
We're still echoing.
Okay, this is the car safety.
Dave's got we're getting an echo between us here, so it's hard to hear you.
Okay, we'll see together.
Dave's gonna go into another room.
Does this work, Gary?
Seems to be.
Is that better? Okay.
Yeah, and I hear better.
Yeah, he's in his bedroom.
Mira, Adriana.
So that would be my bedroom. Show me the bedroom. Show me the bedroom and the bathroom. Especially the bathroom.
Ay, Adriana.
Ay, 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 ay,
Ay, caramba.
ay, cabrón. Ay, mi madre. Hey, Dave, don't feel pressured at all.
Oh.
Hey,
Don't feel pressured. If you don't have anything to say, don't say anything.
I'm reading through this again. This is a great piece. Yeah. So what's the question? Am I supposed to, Astrid, am I supposed to?
Nada, just to
There's-
express yourself, whatever comes to mind, whatever you feel like saying.
Yeah, don't.
Just be yourself. We want to know you. Well, I don't know you.
It was the last part of this that was really, it's stuff I think that Gary and I have been talking about a little bit, or quite a bit. It's this idea of finding that what we were fearing, that there's nothing there.
Mhm.
That started, where it really started tuning in there. And we're doing this slowly. And as we have that experience more and more, that's the thing that's reinforcing and building the confidence and the trust as we're going along. And then just that there's no danger in this. The more we do it, I think the better we get at it. The better we get at it, the more peace that we have. So that's kind of how I'm feeling about that. Feels very good.
Yeah. And that's perfect. Yeah. For me, I like this because it's because everything that we do with the ego self, with the little self, is always fearful. It always comes from fear, everything, even if we don't recognize consciously that it's fear. But when we start to like invert our perception of the world, and we start to accept that it's not real and it's not true, and what was the purpose of us fabricating it, which was to keep us from our true reality. That takes us into like this experience of, well, if there's nothing there, then why am I defending? What am I defending against? And there's just like, there's not even hardly a gap between the fear and then the just true peace, and not having that feeling that I need to defend and to attack, and just security. And all of the other stuff like peace and joy and that it talks about there just comes naturally when we're in that state, which is basically letting the Holy Spirit come in and show us another way of seeing, another perception. So it's an experience. I always go back to that. It's an experience. Like Adriana and I were talking earlier. I mean, we can talk and talk and talk and try to explain this, but we can only understand it fully once we have the experience. ¿Verdad, Adriana?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then you'll be laughing at everything, especially at yourself.
Sí. Yeah, of course. Then we get to the part of laughter. We've talked about that too, where it's not a mocking laugh. It's a loving laugh of how ridiculous everything is. So how are you feeling, David, now that you've left? You made that decision to leave.
Well, I tell you, I didn't realize how, still haven't quite figured. Gary and I have been going over what the whole thing was about. I don't think I realized in the moment how kind of trying the experience was.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't until I got out of there where, I don't know, I just felt the first day after I left was there was quite a struggle there. And, but the following day, it was just a very beautiful day. It seemed the further I was getting away, I was having that just kind of a very joyous experience. Just everything I was okay with all of it. So I'm glad. It seems I'm not holding on to anything. I'm not mad at the guys. I think I'm glad that I had the experience, and I see that I think I see what, they wanted adherence from me, they wanted me to be doing what they were doing. And just in getting, it took a long time to figure out that that's what they were really asking me to do. So, and my take was that what they're talking about is not really process. It's service and community. And this is a different thing from what process is.
Mm-hmm.
You can do process anywhere, wherever you find yourself. And they're kind of have the idea that it's the service to the community that is the process. So I guess it just depends on where you are and how you view that. But so other than that, it was, you know, there was no, it wasn't a crazy parting. It was all very calm and glad to be out of there. So.
That's good. Yeah. I kind of feel the same way with my experience there. Like it was fine, and I felt like I didn't have to analyze it either much. Just go by how I feel. And I just remember, for me, like one of the things that Adriana has said to me that which resonated a lot, which was like, the forgiveness process is done in the mind. It's not, it's not in the physical form. So it doesn't matter if you're apparently physically in the situation or away, you're going to have to do your forgiveness. You don't have to be in any situation that creates discomfort for you, but that's something that the Holy Spirit has to come in and help you discern whether to stay or not to stay, right? And that's the process of developing trust and developing that open channel of communication. So in that sense, it's perfect. We don't, and the thing is that there's no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong thing to do. Like if we make a seemingly incorrect decision, it's going to be corrected down the road. Or, I mean, I don't want to say correct or incorrect, because every decision that you make, but there's a lack of word to be able to describe it. It's all perfect. Like if you seemingly make an incorrect decision, it's going to be corrected later. So it doesn't really matter. Stay, go, everything. You have to do your forgiveness anyway, being there or not.
Yeah, and then you have to ask yourself the question: who is deciding?
Who is deciding?
You have to get there.
Who's making the decision for you, right? Is it the ego self, or is it the Holy Spirit?
It's something should I say something now?
You say what, I mean, if you say whatever you want,
Maybe you guys were asking me directly about that. It's rhetorical, right? In a way.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all perfect.
Yeah, it all feels pretty good. I'm just very glad that I'm not grasping onto something with that and doing something, so that's how that's why I feel that I'm pretty clear about the whole thing. And thank you, by the way. I don't know if I ever thanked you for taking the time
Yeah, you did.
Gave me. Yeah, so thank you for doing that, Astrid.
Yeah, it's my honor. It's all for me. It was very helpful for me.
Yeah, but I just wanted to tell you thank you anyway.
Yeah, I appreciate that very much. Yeah. Bueno, pues.
I'm okay.
Are you okay? You complete?
What are you doing out there in the world, Adriana? It's so weird not to see you in your home environment.
I know. It's very weird. It's long. Too long.
She's out in the world shopping with her daughter.
I'm not shopping any fucking thing. My daughter needs to do a thing that she likes me to join with her. It's only a few things. Probably this is the only thing that she really requires my presence. And then there were a couple of things that were needed to be done. And yeah, but as I told you, this is probably the second time. Yesterday the first, and today the second time that I go out. That is not just to buy groceries and come back. And it just happened to be today. But tomorrow you will see me at home. For sure. And the irony is that I was trying to explain a bit of what is my experience. So just to be readily told that it's not possible. Because I was trying to explain to them how I feel so content and so happy being at home. And it went as always with what the ego takes something, it runs to hell with it. And soon enough, I was being judged and blah, 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 and you're denying yourself all the things that you could be doing, and you're just using the same shit. So I just got instantly got grateful and quiet and said, well, you're still looking at me from the past and I cannot do anything about that. So, but surely, you sorry, when you go out, you do things, and I'm just finding that really it's not necessary. And well, she was telling me, when you're coming to visit, she lives at the other side of the island. And I said, well, let me check when there's 7.8 earthquake. I will go there, It has to be that obvious.
Adriana see, Adriana, just to clarify for David, that Adriana lives like where all the earthquakes are happening in Puerto Rico. It can be felt on other parts of the island, but she's like in the epicenter. So if there's a big earthquake in Puerto Rico, most likely, she's the one that's feeling it. And her daughter lives like an hour and a half away from her. So she's saying, I will come visit once I know that there's like a 7 point whatever earthquake, then I'll get out of here and I go to your house.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because whenever you try to explain to others that have not had the experience of being inside and really dwelling there and letting everything be guided, they see you as, I don't know, depressed, maybe lazy, because you're not enjoying the things that they do enjoy, like going out and hiking mountains, or and I constantly tell them, listen, don't worry, I already done that and been there, and for me it's as joyful to be at home as like to be anywhere else. So why complicate things? But the message doesn't get across. It's too much. And then the notion that it's not needed to get across any fucking word, that's great too. Because you can just enjoy what it is, and I don't need anything else, just what is happening, really. And that's only for you. That's only really for you. Nobody has to understand even what you're saying. So yeah, but now I'm going home.
Perfecto.
Yeah. So it was a pleasure meeting you, David. I'm glad that you're there with Gary, because Gary needs some company.
Nice to meet you too.
And I'm always joking, so don't pay attention to anything that I say.
Well, not everything.
She has a dark sense of humor.
It's like me.
Which is exactly.
There's no chance encounters, so we will see what is done with our sessions here.
Sí. Bello.
Welcome, everybody. Have a great day.
I'm complete.
Nice to see you both. Nice to see you, Dave, on screen.
Nice to see everyone. Nice to see you, David. Love everyone.
More tomorrow?
Yeah. We'll see tomorrow. Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully earlier.
Okay. Or hopefully earlier. Yeah.
Hopefully earlier.
I don't have anything scheduled, so.
Well, you're getting ready to go, so stuff comes up, so we can.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll flow. We'll see how things go. It's gonna be interesting the day of, because my flight leaves at 8, so Thursday might be a bit tricky.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, love everyone.
All righty. Good to see you.
Enjoy yourself. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.